Hi, and welcome back to the Pimp My LinkedIn Profile Show. My name is Neil.
And my name is Amy.
Welcome back, Amy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Neil. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm really looking forward to another episode. We've got lots of great feedback based on the review of Ben and John from the last episode. And in this episode, we've got two more wonderful profiles coming up for you. We've got Abha, Shah, and we've got EY Kalman. Amy, which LinkedIn profile do you want to pimp this week?
I think we're going to go with gentlemen first and ladies first at the same time. So I'm going to hand over to you, and we're going to have a look at Abha first.
Okay, Abha, this is your LinkedIn profile. Let's have a look at it. So first of all, I love your profile picture. It's nice and smiley, very professional, well lit. I would definitely know who to introduce myself to if I saw you at a conference. Background image, though, it's very, I don't know where that is. I presume it's Pune, but it's very dark. There's a bridge lit up. It just doesn't add anything to your profile. So give us a nicer picture of Pune and really show off the city, if that's the city that you're proud of. Coming down and looking at your headline, business process consultant, type PM-BA, which I'll talk about in a moment, team builder, quizzer, and mother. I know you're a proud woman in technology, and you've got some articles there about being a young mum and work-life balance, which is great. I'm not sure if mother is a great word to have in your LinkedIn title. Reveal that characteristic of your personality later on, I think, in your profile. And I used to do the same thing as you and have some keywords with a pipe separator in my LinkedIn headline. I just think it's gone out of fashion. It's not a great way to help people understand who you are. And I don't know where you work just from reading this. So if you're a member of the Power Objects team, let us know in your headline. Amy, what did you think of the first impressions of Abha's profile?
I have to agree, and I have a question for you. What on earth is a PMBA?
Oh, okay. So this appears in Abha's profile later as well. I presume it's project manager / business analyst. So she is multifunctional, can play both roles. And I'm just not a big fan of those kind of acronyms in job titles. So particularly if you're looking for a new position, I don't know if you are looking for a new position, Abha, but if you are looking for a new position, spell it out. Project manager, business analyst, because that's what recruiters will search for. They probably will not search for PM or BA, because the acronyms could mean anything. It could be used in other industries and other job titles and other parts of other people's profiles. So please spell it out for us. And I'm intrigued. I'm not quite sure what a quizzer is either, Amy. I'm intrigued. So let's see if we can find out looking at his profile. So I come down and look at your About section. It's pretty good. It's a little dry, but it's not too long. I like the way you've conveyed some of the things you're passionate about. You believe in the power of gratitude, like building teams. So it really gets across some of the aspects of your personality that are, empathetic and not just technical skills. I love that. Areas of skill. There's lots of Scrum stuff in there, which of course warms my heart.
Gold star.
Yeah, gold star. What do you think about this About section?
I think it's nice, it's cute. If she's just trying to be herself and that's who she wants to be as a brand, then great. If I'm looking to expand my horizons and look at different places of work and really push my professional side, there's not so much about what she does professionally.
Yeah. Okay. That's even more so in the featured section, which I think is great. So you're really revealing your character here, about your passions, and some of the media that you've done, which I think is a superb use of this featured media section. There's nothing too technical in there about the work that you've done, which I think is fine. Amy, I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah, again, I think it's nice. I think it really gives me a nice idea of who she is. She's a real genuine person and just doing some really interesting things in the women in tech space, which is really awesome.
Great. Activity section's good. There's not an awful lot of activity there. I checked this last post you had. You shared a post that was 3 weeks ago. So hopefully you're checking into LinkedIn, once or twice a week, engaging with content that you love and can share, and your friends' content as well. Coming down into your experience section, Amy, an awful lot of PM/BAing going on.
Oh, but sometimes a BAPM.
Yes, okay. Just in case we're confused. That clears it up. I would add a little bit more detail, particularly to your current position. Let us know what you do at Power Objects and the types of projects you've worked on. Maybe highlight a couple of achievements. We need less detail in older positions, so that's fine. In fact, you've got some more detail about some of your earlier positions at Tata Consultancy Services. So a little bit of tidy up required there. Education section looks solid. I'm just not quite sure what IPCL by Rhoda is. And there's no icon coming through for it, so I'll just eliminate that one. Amy, any thoughts on those sections?
Definitely agree with all of the above. I think you've completely nailed it. And I just want to say with the exams, she's got a few, but bring it up to date. Get into the MB200s.
Yes, okay. Some of those certifications go back quite a bit. Probably not so relevant. 2012. But I love
There's a swear word on her profile.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
The S word.
People can dabble. People can, shimmy with the people on the other side of the fence. That's okay.
As long as they come back.
As long as they come back, absolutely. So nicely sandwiched in there between all the Microsoft certifications. I'm fine with that. Certified Scrum Master, woohoo! Solid set of skills and endorsements. Really backs up the kind of professional credibility you want to have, which is great. And lots of recommendations received, which is awesome. Good for you.
Nice.
Overall,
really good.
Amy, what would you think of Abha's profile?
I think for what LinkedIn is as a professional profile, it's not as strong. If I wanted to be friends with her, I kind of want to be friends with her more than like professionally. So I'm going to say 6.5.
Okay. I'm going to be a little bit more generous and say 7 out of 10. There's plenty there to build on and produce a great profile. Not going to take more than 30 minutes to tidy that up. Get on it, and we'll come back to you in a few weeks' time and see how you've done.
And this is EY Kalman. I just want to announce that when you read his name, it's not actually, hey, Kalman. It's not that. But that's how I read it every time. He has very kindly, though, used the "you can hear my name" thing. And he's also managed in that to tell us about his CRM Ninja branding as well. So EY is really great with his branding. You can see it in his headline, and he also even says it in his little audio snippet.
So I have an admission to make about EY's profile. His branding, the CRM Ninja. I thought he was all about, kung fu kind of ninja. It took me an embarrassing long time to figure out that it's his passion for motorbikes, and I think it's a Kawasaki or Yamaha. I don't know. I should know. One of those he's got a Ninja. Ninja's the name of his motorbike. not the style of kung fu.
So you're embarrassed, but that's the first time I know that as well.
Okay.
Live on camera. Thank you.
No, we'll edit that out. That's not going to be on YouTube ever.
It's all right. It's all good. So EY, let's have a look. That is the world's longest headline ever. There is so many buzzwords in there. Great that he's all these things, but it's way too much for a headline.
I didn't know you could fit that many characters in. I can't remember what the limit is. We'll have to find out what the limit is, but he's certainly packed it all in.
I think he's done a code hack there, like that's pretty magical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely choose maybe the top 3 from those 700 amazing skills and just put those as the top 3. That's what your about section's for. So looking down at the description, I think it's a bit of a novel, and it reads a bit like a story, which is kind of nice, but it's a bit of a story. There's some really, really, really good content in there, but I feel like I just want him to be a bit more committed with what he's saying. So it's things like, I aim to gain an understanding of the current state of the business, rather than I gain an understanding of the current state of the business. Right. I think he needs to be more constructive and say, this is what I do, not I try to, because I'm sure he does.
That happens to me in Microsoft Word. You get the little squiggle underneath that says passive voice. Okay. I need to rewrite that. More affirmative. Yes. I could do a few squiggles underneath some of those phrases in your about section.
Definitely. Right. And looking down in the featured, he's obviously very big on exams. And quite a few of the featured areas, which is great, like exams are really important. But I think he could use that featured section a bit better, so he could talk about exams for one of them, because I know he does heaps of blogs. But I can't see anything about his blogs here, so I'd love to see more of his featured about his blogging as well as his examining.
All right.
In terms of activity, he's pretty busy on LinkedIn, and he's really good at encouraging really positive voice. I really, really like it. Really good. In terms of his jobs, he's had a lot of jobs this year. What's your thoughts on that?
I think he's pretty open about it. He's had a couple of short stints. I don't know, some people would leave big gaps in their resume. EY's chosen to highlight the contributions he made, even if it's for a short period. I don't understand all the reasons behind some of those positions being quite short. So, yeah, at least we're all there, and he's being open and honest about it. So transparency is always good.
Yeah, awesome. So descriptions wise, I think there is a lot about them, because you can see the little see more blue hyperlink, lots of detail.
Yes.
And sometimes, like we can see now, we only see the first 3 sentences. So I think maximize that first 3 sentences. Rather than telling me about the company, tell me about what you did for the company.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, we should use those experience descriptions to highlight our achievements and our accomplishments, not to tell me what the company was or what industry they're in. I can always click on the logo and go into the company page and find that out. Great point, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you. And coming down, obviously a lot of old experience, and even getting around to this double E solutions. And I think things like that, they were a long time ago, and I don't feel like they align to what he is now. So we could maybe make some of those go away and get a bit more space in there for the cool stuff.
Yes, lots more experiences in there. So, as I say, curriculum vitae, the story of my life, it just goes back too far. I'm not a big fan of he's doubled up under the education section. He's got Microsoft certification, listed all his exams, and then he's got the exams again under his licenses and certifications.
Oh.
One of those is enough.
Yeah. And isn't education, because I looked on my mobile at this, and it comes up as Microsoft's certification on the top bit, because that's his education, rather than being like a university, and I was really confused. So yeah, it doesn't read well in both senses. So I have to agree that let the pretty licenses and certs bit do the work for you, and maybe stick in some school or just leave it. I think you can hide the whole section from your profile.
Yeah, you can have to fill in the education if it's not relevant. Lots of great certifications. Well done, anyway. You're an exam monster.
Just awesome. Like 20 gold stars. Boom, done.
Good. And they're all new, they're all current. So great. I'm not going to go more and more and more than how far that goes.
I'll be here all day.
Yeah. Volunteer experience. He's had a couple of hackathons and things recently, so good for you.
Yeah, nice. I like it. And he's obviously very involved with the community. Skills and endorsements, not many, but they align to what he does, which is really nice. His top 3 are definitely what he's known for and what I know him for.
Yeah.
Not many recommendations, so I think you should ask around more for that. He's very well connected in the community, and I'm sure you could boost that up a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe he's a little bit shy asking for endorsements and recommendations. Don't be shy, EY. Ask away. I'll make sure I'll get on that this evening. Promise.
And my last thing is a blog a publication?
Yeah, self-publication, I guess. So, yeah, one point. So we're going to talk about his podcast, which I think, I'm not sure, the Oops Factor. And I've been on the Oops Factor. I really enjoyed it. This is a little bit of a side from your LinkedIn profile. I don't think it's a podcast. It's a YouTube channel. I think it would be a great podcast. It might even be a better podcast than it is a YouTube channel, because it's a conversation. And those are really best delivered over an audio medium rather than video. So, yeah, you might want to consider converting the Oops Factor YouTube channel into a real podcast. That's my bonus tip for this session this evening.
I definitely agree, because I don't watch videos, but I'll listen to podcasts all day long. So stick it on a podcast and I'll get it in my ears. So 100% agree with you. That's really good advice. Right. What do you reckon then, out of 10?
Pretty good. I think there's a few steps to go just to boost it a little bit. A lot of it's just about trimming things down, so that shouldn't take more than a few minutes. I'm going to give EY a 7 as well. Just spend a few minutes trimming the hedges and you'll have a nice, pretty garden, EY. It's a really bad analogy.
So my rating on your garden, welcome to Green Fingers. I think I'll agree with the 7 on this one. I think it's more a case of we don't need more. I just need you to check some things out and reshuffle it a little bit. But you've obviously put a lot of thought and time into getting that much content on there. So now it's just the hard bit of ripping off the plaster and pulling away some less important bits. But a really good effort.
Really nice. Thanks, Amy. Well, another great show. Two solid profiles there. A little bit of work required for both of them to make them the pimpiest profile in all the land.
It's been a pleasure pimping some gardens this evening.
It has. This is amazing. I really have enjoyed this week's show with you, Amy. We'll catch you next week. Remember, folks, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and fill in the little application form. It's just, give us your permission to pimp your LinkedIn profile, and you can be featured on next week's show.